And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. 1 Corinthians. I segue from 1 Corinthians and how God talks about love into the 5 love languages. I want to put out there the 5 love languages. Most of you have probably heard of them, but as a therapist, the 5 love languages is a very easy way to kind of dial in to people around you: your partner, your spouse, your parent, your siblings, even coworkers. So the 5 love languages is a book by Gary Chapman, and you can also take the quiz online for free. The 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, gift giving, quality of time, or gift receiving, quality of time, and physical touch. So with those 5 love languages, what I love about the test is that as a therapist, it really boils down things I've been seeing with clients long before that book was ever written, which is there's usually a mismatch in couples and between people where they're giving out the kind of behavior they want back. So you could say behavior, but I like the term a love language. So somebody that loves acts of service. They love when people run errands for them, pick something up, wash their car, fill their gas tank, whatever. Acts of service. Do the dishes. That's an act of service. Somebody that loves that might be doing that for their partner, but their partner has a different love language. They have, let's say, quality time. And they just love running to Costco with you and spending the day and going to lunch. And that's a way that for them, that they feel loved, that they're trying to give that to you. And let's say you are receptive or not, but you can see what can happen in the mismatch. Oftentimes when couples get to counseling, they start to talk about, I don't feel loved by the other person. Yet both people will list a lot of things that they do to show how they love the other person. So we're really missing the mark very often. So understanding the love language really helps. And this is for my kids as well, because these videos are really also for them. I'm trying to do parenting through videos so that one day they can watch them, because right now they may or may not be listening to me, but they'll tune back in later. So I'll give you an example with my son. My youngest son, his main love language is affection. He's a big hugger and cuddly, and he's always been that way. And he gives us all a lot of affection, but none of us are nearly as affectionate as him. And sometimes I notice that he starts to make comments that he's always reaching out to us first. And so we had a little family meeting. When he wasn't there, I talked to my daughter, and then I talked to my other son and said, let's reach out to him more. Let's give him more hugs. Let's reach out first. Let's not always just wait for him to give us hugs, so that he feels loved, knowing we're doing that because that makes him feel special. My oldest son loves gifts. Now, I love quality time. And so as I've been trying to tell him lately, him going to lunch with me means the world. And my second one is acts of service. Him actually doing the dishes when we asked him to makes me feel amazing. And so he misses the mark because he's a 23-year-old young man, and gaming or whatever he's doing is more important than the dishes. So he's missing the mark there. And then of course, as a 23-year-old, doesn't always want to go to lunch with mom or spend time with me and his sister. So I've really tried to impress upon him, look at our love languages and try to do more of that. And we will be more receptive to doing more of yours too. Let's all try to give each other that love language. And my daughter, we have the same love language. We love spending time together. So that again, quality time. We'll spend yesterday on Valentine's Day, we spent the day together and drove down to Santa Barbara. So look up Gary Chapman's quiz online of love languages and be aware that you might be giving love to people around you, but not the kind of love that they need. that makes them feel like you hear them, you see them. And it's what God says in the Bible about love. But sometimes we have to learn how to love. And we also have to get out of our own way. And my next video will be about that, about the pain people carry, and that it's very hard to be loving when you have not really acknowledged that pain and loved yourself through it. Otherwise, you're just projecting pain on other people, and that's what you see. So we'll talk about that next time.